everybody, welcome to Sozine Classes. This is Chandralekha bringing to you the news podcast. All the news you need and more. In today's news podcast, we will look at the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. We will understand all the features, the benefits, and the resolution process of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. And in relevance with that, we will also look at the two changes that were introduced with the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Amendment Bill 2020 that was passed in Rajya Sabha on 15th of September 2020. Before understanding what the code is all about, let us first understand the three terms, that is the insolvency, bankruptcy and liquidation. So what do you mean by insolvency? Insolvency is nothing but any due payment. So any due payment of an individual or a company which is declared incapable, then this particular company is called insolvent. And what do you mean by bankruptcy? That is, any company or an individual is incapable of repaying this due amount. So if the company or an individual is incapable of repaying this due amount to the bank, then that particular company is said to be bankrupt. And we often keep listening to the term liquidation when it comes to insolvency and bankruptcy code. So what do you mean by the term liquidation? So whenever a company gets closed, closed, at that point of time, the company will have a few assets, like be it the building or be it any property under the name of the company or anything which comes under the company's properties. They are all bound to be sold. And this process of selling all the assets that come under the company and giving this payment to the bank is called the liquidation process. So these are the three important terms you will keep listening to when it comes to the insolvency and bankruptcy code. Let us understand uh, why this insolvency and bankruptcy code is being formed. So if you look at the trends of our when you look at the trends of our Indian economy, you will come across, like in the year 1991 there were few economic reforms. So there was a new economic policy in the name of liberalization, privatization and globalization that were formed. So all these policies were made, they were all in favor of the companies. So they were all in the favor of companies in the form of right to their entries. So that is entry into the market. So after with these 1991 reforms, so there was a lot of free will for all the companies to enter into the market, have a competition between them. So in this process, in the year 2002, Companies Competition Act was passed in the year 2002, and in the year 2009, Competition Commission of India was passed. And with all this, they created a good framework. So there was a really good framework for all the companies to participate, and not just participate but also compete with one another in the market and and create generation. But there was no framework for the companies to right to exit. So whenever if there was any loss that the company is being faced, or there is any debt the company is not able to repay, so there was no proper scheme or any opportunity for these companies to leave this market. So that was a difficult part, and that is when in the year 2016 an insolvency and bankruptcy code came into picture. And what did the insolvency and bankruptcy code do? It ensured that the companies that went bankrupt, uh, they can exit from the market. So this was the major reason for the introduction of insolvency and bankruptcy code. Let us now understand what is insolvency and bankruptcy code is all about. So it is divided into two parts. So the insolvency and bankruptcy code is divided into two parts. One is called the regulators and one is called the adjudicators. The regulators is again differentiated in three different parts. One is the Insolvency Regulation Agency, one is the Insolvency Professionals, and the other is the Information Utilities. The adjudicators is again divided into two parts, that is the NCLT and the DRT. NCLT is the National Company Law Tribunal, and the DRT is the Debt Recovery Tribunal. And what is the major function of all these is to make the process for a company to move out due to the debt issues. So this all these ensure and make the process of of a company or an individual or a partnership firm to move out of this competition or the market because of their debt issues. Let us understand the functions of each of these. So the Insolvency Resolution Agency, that is the IRA, it prepares code and ethics. So this prepares the code and ethics on how to complete the process. That is, whenever an initiated process is initiated by any company or individual, they approach the NCLT for this process. So this company prepares the code and ethics on how to complete a process when it comes to the insolvency and bankruptcy code. What do you mean by insolvency professionals? The function of this is that this board they hold the company that whichever has come to the insolvency and bankruptcy stating that they're bankrupt. So they hold this company for a while, that is at least a period of 14 days. So they hold this company for a period and give them the opportunity to rethink and make sure that they have an opportunity to come out of the situations. So for example, the IL and FS a situation in the Uday court. So they were held by this IT professionals, insolvency professionals. What do you mean by information utilities? So they are called the financial advisors. So they give information on how to make debt recast plan. So whenever every time a company comes into the IBC, there will be a financial advisor who tells them on how to make their debt recast plans and the process of removing. So what will be the process of removing this company out from this debt? What do you mean by National Company Law Tribunal? So what is the function of NCLT? This is the this is for all the corporate companies. All the corporate companies. So all the corporate companies that go under debts, they they come to the National Company Law Tribunal, and through them they start the process of the bankruptcy. And what do you mean by what is the function of the Debt Recovery Tribunal? This is applicable for all the non-corporates like individuals or partnership firms, etc. So anything that is not a corporate company, all of those come under the Debt Recovery Tribunal. So this is also the same function. So they approach. So if you have earlier seen in this slide, these are the regulators and these are the adjudicators. So all the corporate companies come to NCLT and the non-corporate companies come to DRT. And after this, step-by-step process of these will happen with respect to the insolvency and bankruptcy code. So Debt Recovery Tribunal was already existing way back from the 1990s, but the National Company Law Tribunal came into picture only with the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code of 2016. So what is the resolution process when it comes to the Insolvency and Bankruptcy of 2016? So the first step would be anyone like an individual or a corporate company or a partnership firm. They will initiate the process through National Company Law Tribunal or the Debt Recovery Tribunal. So through NCLT or DRT, any company or an individual can initiate the process of bankruptcy. And the company, this has to be mandatorily accepted within 14 days. And once the case is adopted or admitted into the insolvency and bankruptcy, then the lenders of the company will form a committee called the Committee of Creditors. So a committee of creditors will be formed, and this will be appointed to the insolvency professionals, IPs, and they will be running the company in the interim period. So there will be an interim period where till the case is solved. So what is this? Till when is this period called? Till the case is solved, the company will be run by the IP professionals, insolvency professionals under the interim period. And after 180 days, or for some additional cases that do not get solved, they also give 90 days. So at least a minimum period of 180 days and a maximum period, an additional with 90 days. So a maximum period of 270 days will be given for these companies, and a debt recovery recast plan will be prepared by the a committee of companies. A committee of companies will prepare a debt recast plan, and based on these, the lenders will react to the final decision. What would be the final decision? That is, if the debt recovery plan is accepted by the committee, the plan will be implemented and the case will be closed. If it is not accepted, they will go for a liquidation. What do you mean by liquidation? Selling up of the properties of all the properties that come under the company, and distributing these money to the creditors and also the bank, uh, whoever needs the money, to whomever the company is in debt to pay refund. All these money will be distributed to those firms respectively. So this is the process of how the IBC, that is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, is initiated and come to an end. So this this seems to be a very small process, but this involves a lot of bodies, committees, and issues when it comes to the ground realities. What are the benefits of having IBC, insolvency and bankruptcy? The first major benefit would be ease of doing business. So it would be very easy for companies to participate, because till 2016 we only had, it was easy for the companies to get into the market and compete with one another, but they did not know how to move out. So since the getting into the market and moving out process is all now easy and consistent with respect to how the company functions, it will be very easy for the companies from across to come into the country and play a major role in taking part in the business. And as we all know, World Bank pulls the report of ease of doing business, and in the latest report, India is ranked 77th. It will free up all the locked assets. So all the assets, like for few companies, their buildings, all the fixed assets, or few companies, there are few employees or labor who cannot move out or who are not being relieved by the company. Neither they are getting paid, nor they have an opportunity to move out and look for another job. So also in such situations, whenever the company comes into IBC, and after a liquidation process, or whenever there is a solution for that, such assets get freed up, and this gives them an opportunity to look up for new things. And this is a very strong and a time bound law, since we know that the case should be solved within 180 or an additional of 90 days. It is very easy for the companies to move out if they are really uncomfortable and they're unable to repay their debts. So this is a very time strong and a time bound law. So this would regularly benefit the market when implemented correctly. And this would also benefit all the banks and ARCs. ARCs is called the Asset Reconstruction Company. So how is it benefiting the banks and asset reconstruction companies is, at the time of liquidation, so whenever the company is under IBC and they decide to sell all their assets, at that time, all the money the company was unable to pay these banks during the time of liquidation, all this money will be repaid back to the bank, and this will reduce in the NPAs, that is the non-performing assets. So this will issues, all these non-performing asset issues will come down, and this is a very good beneficially point for all the banks. And when it comes to asset reconstruction company, so what do you mean by asset reconstruction company is the duty to take all the bad loans. So the ARCs take bad loans. From whom do they take? They take these bad loans from the banks and they recover them. So for example, if a bank has a loan of 100 crores, so the ARCs take these take this loan, bad loan, for 80 crores on an average, and they repay this. So this 80 crores money is paid back to the company, to the bank. So rather than having 100 crore loss, the bank will get at least 80 crores. So the difference between these two, that is the 20 crores, this is called the haircut window. So this is the term that used for this, the loss of the amount whenever an ARC is taking money from the bank, the deduction, the loss at which the bank is will call the haircut amount. So this can be one of the prelims questions that can be asked in. So because of this, the ARCs, this will also reduce. The bad loans will come down, and due to this, all of the money will be repaid through the banks by the process of liquidation. So the ARCs will also have a better performance and they will come down eventually. And increase in the corporate bond markets. So there will be a good increase in the corporate bond markets. One more major benefit is that the Insolvency Board, that is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, is placed at the top level. So they look at all the activities that are performed by the Insolvency and the Bankruptcy Code, and there is a committee of 10 members that consists of all the RBI members to regulate and maintain the IBC really well. So this is one of the major benefits for Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, having the IBBI board on top level, and it performs really well. So the major feature of IBC is that it is a time bound process. So having the time bound process, cases resolving within 180 days, benefits the markets, and also the banks get repaid and the companies are not further at loss, and that would affect the economy on a larger scale. So let us now understand the recent amendment that was brought and passed both in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So in the Rajya Sabha on September 15th, 2020, a small amendment bill was introduced with respect to the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code in Rajya Sabha. And this was passed in Rajya Sabha on September 19th, and this was also passed in Lok Sabha on September 21st. So why was this amendment brought? Keeping in mind the COVID-19 situation and the downfall in the economy, loss of GDP, and the hardships because of all the lockdowns worldwide, the problems faced by majority in many companies and the economy in the entire world, our government had introduced the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Second Amendment Bill on September 15th. So what were the changes that the government had brought with respect to this new bill is that seeks to temporarily suspend the initiation process of the corporate insolvency and resolution process, where a company can itself initiate by filling in an application to the NCLT. So as I have earlier already told you that any company or an individual can approach the NCLT and initiate the process of insolvency and bankruptcy. So the government has decided that during this period of 6 months, taking from March 25th, 2020, 6 months period, there can never be an initiation by any company or a creditor. So any company that goes bankrupt during this period, they cannot initiate for the bankruptcy process. And the central government has an additional power to extend this period up to 1 year by a notification. So just by giving a notification, the central government can extend this period up to 9 months, 1 year. The bill also clarifies that during the period, during even after March 25th, companies can come for the IBC process. Only those companies can come for the IBC process that have been bankrupt before this date. So any company that has been bankrupt before the date of March 25th, they can apply for or initiate the process for the insolvency and bankruptcy through the corporate insolvency resolution processes. And under this code, there is one rule under this code is that any director of the company or a partner in this corporate company under the debtors region, whoever is liable to make personal contribution to the assets of the company. Because if a director of the company or any partner of this company, despite knowing that their company is in debts, does not make steps or take any sort of exercise for minimizing, for reducing the potential loss for all the creditors. So this gives the opportunity for the creditors to file a case upon this person, and this person will be liable to pay his own assets and clear those debts. So the government says that under this new bill, such process is also prohibited. So any individual or person or the director or a partner for that company is prohibited from for applying, any person as a liable crediting loss. So these were the only two changes that were made with respect to the insolvency and bankruptcy code, and the amendment was passed on September 21st in both the houses, keeping in mind the COVID-19 situation. So this is all about the insolvency and bankruptcy code we have to understand. So this is all about the insolvency and bankruptcy code of 2016, its process, the functions, its benefits, and the recent amendment bill that was passed in both the houses of the insolvency and bankruptcy code, keeping in mind the COVID-19 situation. So these are the questions from today's daily news diary. So the answers to these are in the website www.sozineclasses.com. So the first question here is how to practice and achieve environment sustainability through green supply chain based learning systems in manufacturing. Question number 2, write a note on country's highest literacy award, the Gnanpith Award, and who it has been accorded to. Question number 3, explain why are the Xinjiang detention camps are a violation to the human rights. So this way there are answers to all these questions in the website. You can visit the website and have a look at today's daily news diary. This is the answer to yesterday's daily news diary, that is option D. The explanation for this is also available in the website www.sozineclasses.com. And this is the question, today's prelims question, that is 25/9/2020. So the question is, which of the following communities are resisting the resettlement of Bruce in Tripura? So the options are Halam, Riam and Manipuris, and Muslim community of the areas. The options are option A 1 and 2, option B 1 and 3, option C 2, 3 and 4, and option D all of the above.
Thus leaving you all to write your answer below in the comments section. This is a wrap on today's news podcast. For further details on courses coming up at Sozin Classes, please visit to the website www.sozineclasses.com. Also, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Sozin Classes. Tomorrow is another day with another news. Thank you and have a great day.